All right, everybody, buckle up because today we're taking a deep dive into the future of Snapchat. And let me tell you, things are about to get seriously interesting.
Yeah, we're talking about artificial intelligence on a whole new level and what that means for, well, all of us, but especially those who use Snapchat like every day.
Exactly. So we're really dissecting this article that came out talking about Snapchat giving its AI a major upgrade. Like, forget what you thought you knew about my AI.
Right, because this isn't just some small update. It gets at this bigger trend of how AI is changing how we use LL tech, not just social media.
Okay, so let's back up for a second. For anyone who, lives under a rock, what's the big deal about my AI? I mean, you're just a chatbot, right?
See, that's the thing. Chatbots are quickly becoming way, especially younger generations, are interacting with technology. So understanding how they work, pretty crucial, I'd say.
Totally. And this article blew my mind a little because it talks about Snapchat switching things up, ditching that ChatGPT everyone's talking about.
They're going all in with Google's Gemini AI.
Gemini AI. Okay, so that's like next level stuff, right? What's the big deal with Gemini?
So Gemini, it's what they call multimodal. Basically, it's not just about text anymore. It understands and can work with like audio, images, videos, you name it.
Hold up. Multimodal. So instead of just sending text messages to my AI, I could show it a picture, say a street sign when I'm traveling, and it could translate it for me right there in my Snapchat.
Exactly. Or imagine scanning a restaurant menu with your camera, and boom, my AI gives you personalized recommendations, maybe even suggests healthy options based on your dietary preferences.
Whoa, that's wild. Okay, I see why this is a big deal. And speaking of big deals, the article mentioned a pretty huge spike in my AI engagement since they made the Gemini switch.
Yeah, something like a 2.5x increase. Pretty massive jump. But here's where we got to put on our critical thinking caps for a sec.
Okay, what do you mean?
Well, correlation doesn't always equal causation, right? Just because engagement went up after Gemini doesn't automatically mean Gemini is the only reason why. Maybe Snapchat revamped its whole interface to be more user-friendly at the same time. It's something to keep in mind.
You're totally right. It's always good to look at things from different angles. But still, 2.5x. Something tells me this Gemini thing is pretty engaging.
Oh, absolutely. It's clearly resonating with users. And this is where things get really interesting, especially when we think about Snapchat's, let's be real, largely younger user base. We're talking about AI that's deeply integrated into their social interactions, and that brings up a whole other set of questions.
You're preaching to the choir.
Yeah.
And this isn't even Snap and Google's first rodeo, right? They've been working together for a while.
Exactly. A long-standing partnership. But this latest move, it really highlights this bigger battle happening in the tech world. All the major players are racing to dominate the AI space, and it's not just about bragging rights. It's about who controls the future of how we live, work, even think.
It's kind of like a digital arms race, except with algorithms and data instead of, weapons.
And like any arms race, there are risks and rewards. On the one hand, this competition is driving incredible innovation, but it also raises questions about data privacy, algorithmic bias, and the potential for AI to be used in ways we haven't even thought of yet.
Okay, so to bring this all back to our listeners, what's the takeaway here? Because it seems like this whole smarter Snapchat situation is just the tip of the iceberg.
Couldn't agree more. This is a great example of how AI is rapidly becoming more powerful and more integrated into our lives. But it also underscores the importance of being informed, asking critical questions, and really thinking about how we want to interact with this technology moving forward.
It's not going anywhere, is it?
Nope. In fact, it's only going to get more advanced, more sophisticated, more, everywhere.
That's a lot to process. So next time you open up Snapchat, remember, there's a whole lot more going on beneath the surface. Be mindful, be curious, and don't be afraid to ask questions. That's all the time we have for today's deep dive, but trust me, the conversation about AI is far from over.